Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today I have for you the beginner Commando build, which is basically build that you will achieve around level 60. That's what I will show you, and I will show you the path towards this phase when you will get your initial commando, stealth commando ready. After this point, of course, check out my full guide for bloodied stealth commando if you want full power endgame and slowly go towards it. But that's what you will be most likely aiming for first. So without further ado, step-by-step guide. Now first, this will be your special distribution that you will achieve at level 50. You will be slowly getting there, and I will show you a guide like path where to add points at which point through the build planner. There is no legendary perks used, as you will get the first one at level 50. And first one, when you will get it, as you are still into the quest lines and so on, so you have two options from the legendary perks. You either will go with Master Infiltrator, so you will be able to hack all the terminals and picklock all the locks, or you go for Follow Through, that will give you more damage for your first card. Now, the perks. Here are the perks you will need, but when and how you get them, I have a build planner ready for you, and I will pin a link into a comment. So you just go into the comment section and there will be a link to this full build planner. And that's the build planner from Nuke and Dragon website. And what's important, thanks to this build planner, you will have a roadmap, what to take and when. It will show you when the perk cards are unlocking and what you can have. Then this description is you can get a perk from a previous level, need 8 more perks points to get everything. It doesn't account for you getting anything from perk card packs. You may be lucky and you may get something out of it, or your build may be a little bit different if you choose level 20 start option. Then, if you choose level 20 start option to get the special right, the same as in here, you will need to keep leveling until level 25 when machine with build loadouts will be available for you and you'll be able to move your special to desired levels. As well, this says not enough 5 points because Gunsmith will not be equipped, as I show you on my character. Gunsmith I just have listed in here because you will need it to modify your guns, and to do it you will be using loadout machine, the one like I'm standing next on the Nuke Award, and that's the second loadout. So you can see a lot of unused points and different special distribution. This loadout I recommend for you when you will need to level up faster, mainly by doing events with higher level players that can easily carry it, so they can carry you. If you are in a situation that players can carry you, you focus on intelligence, even if you don't have card to put in there, and you level up faster. So this is optional for crafting and for leveling up faster, but this is the main loadout, and this is a path, the road to achieving it. And if you would not use all those perks, you probably may notice that some of them are not necessary as essential, but available early, like Trawling Pharmacy, through Hiker, Evasive. If I would remove them from the build planner, you will need to start adding some random perk cards, which is not recommended. At this moment, it always tells you that you have something that you can take. If there will be a situation that there is no perk card available for you to take and you level up, you cannot save level up in Fallout 76, so you will need to pick a random perk card, which is not welcome, as you will be basically thinking, what I do, am I wasting your level up? That's why I included everything, so you shouldn't run into the situation when you have nothing to pick up and you need to take a random card. And this is the loadout. Now back to the game, and check the link if you need this roadmap. Now, quick explanation what is the most important for you. First, perception section, very important, as perception alone affects your accuracy in VATS And those perks will mainly increase your damage and give you skills to work with your automatic rifles. Then, agility. It's even more important because that determines how well you can sneak, just agility alone, even without perks. And on top of that, it gives you action points. So those are the points that you are using when inside VATS. And lastly, luck. Luck improves your critical recharge, so you'll get your criticals more often. And there are very good perks that boost criticals and survivability, like better criticals for extra damage, serendipity that helps you avoid damage when you are close to accidentally dying, critical savvy to give you crits more often, good with salt in here. Early on, very useful, even endgame players, most of them are using as food is precious in this game. It's really good. And Class Freak. This unlocks quite late, but helps you reduce negative effects of mutation. I intentionally didn't use Star Genes, as early on I assume you cannot afford serums, so you'll have all mutations. I have a full guide as well how to get all mutations for free, but those are the mutations, all of them. One thing you should know, you will either be herbivore or carnivore, but it's not a big deal. Whatever you will roll, you will go with it. At this moment there are awesome carnivore buffs and awesome herbivore buffs, so you cannot really go wrong with that. So absolutely go with whatever you will get. You don't need to redo it, just get all the mutations. I will show you in practice how this build performs. From the consumables, the most important one is Company Tea. You can have Company Tea producer in your camp. If you don't have it, don't worry, almost every player do, and most of them are unlocked as this producer is making more tea than anyone can ever consume, so just borrow from other player camps. It helps with AP regeneration immensely, so you really want to have this buff running always on your beginner commando build. Now the gear. I intentionally want to show the situation that will be sightable early on, so I'll be using for showcase on enemies, automatic handmade, non-legendary, and you shouldn't waste any of your legendary modules and so on before you will be level 50. Start crafting your legendaries after level 50. Now, about the armor, Chinese stealth armor is like the best early on because you can get it for free by doing a foundation quest line. So when you will get quest new arrivals, you do it and you keep going with foundation quests, you will unlock it. In before this point, you just use whatever armor with shadowed mode. So for example, that on description says shadowed. You could use low level leather armor as long as you can make it shadowed. Shadow modes for leather can be purchased from vendors at train stations, so you should be good and obtain it relatively easily. Only problem with sneaking that you can experience is super early in game, before you have suppressed weapons, but that's a relatively short period of gaming, and after that you will get a suppressed weapon, either naturally from a drop from enemy, or you will be able to craft it, or you will purchase it from a player vendor, and yeah, you will get some kind of automatic rifle with a suppressor. So you shouldn't worry too much, you will get one. You will get one sooner or later. Now, what else you need to know? Ammo, enemies drop it back, so you shouldn't suffer with lack of ammo. On top of that, I added to this build one perk under intelligence, that's Scrapper. So whatever you pick up, you want to scrap to unlock your mods, and Scrapper will provide you more resources for later crafting as well, as you need to scrap rifles to unlock modifications for rifles. The most important one that you want to always pick up is any combat rifles. Combat rifles, farm them, pick them up and scrap them, as those will unlock modifications for the fixer, not only combat rifle. Now, some sample of the performance with this build. So here we have some super mutants, and one of them even legendary. Look at the damage. So you shouldn't suffer damage wise, and AP is regenerating real fast when you exit your VATS. On top of everything, this armor with amount of agility we have in here provides awesome stealth ability. I have rolling pin. Hello. Person with umbrella hat. And escape artist lets me just sneak in front of enemies and they instantly lose sight of me. So I can run like that, I'm pretty invisible. The only situation when your stealth will fail are events. That's why I recommend the second loadout and relying on others to do the job more than you, and you just focusing on grabbing your experience. As intelligence is required, high intelligence is required to farm a lot of experience, and high intelligence is not really compatible with early commando. So you go to any event site, other players are doing lots of damage and not you during events, and you just worry about your survival and tagging all the enemies. Later on, endgame, you'll be able to do huge damage on events, huge damage solo, and not worry about dying. The tankiness of this build, you can take some shots, but not too much. You are stealth for most, not a tank. So if this super mutant will shoot me, you see that I am taking damage. As long as it's shooting slowly like this guy, not an automatic weapon, not a crazy melee hits, I will be good. I can take several shots, then just sneak in front of him, and suddenly he lost the sight of me and can be annihilated. So this build performs great, especially early on, and thanks to having all the mutations, my health auto-regenerate, no problem. The damage is enough to put down Scourge Beast and tough enemies, any enemy during the storyline, so you will not worry about that anytime soon. The damage will be here, the damage is great, and that's just regular handmade. To see exactly your end game goals, check out my full build for Stealth Commando. This is what you should expect to achieve around level 60. Chinese stealth armor or any regular armor with shadowed. Then you are aiming for hopefully unyielding armor if you want to go blooded, or for chameleon armor if you don't want to go blooded with shadowed. Shadowed modification is important. For the weapons, you will be aiming to later on collect some railway rifles, maybe Elder's Mark, definitely a fixer on your loadout. Look how invisible I am for them. He's just wandering next to me, and there is Doggo with high perception. They still cannot figure out where I am. Let me use the handmade again. And they gone. The damage is here. The damage is here, a level 60 only required. Yeah, I know I'm level 1500, but I unequipped everything that gives me advantage. In this game, in Fallout, leveling up do not give you any advantage after level 50. Your special only goes up to level 50. Then it's all about tweaking your build and those legendary perks that I currently unequipped. So this is it. That's what you need. And resistance is decent with this armor. The biggest advantage of Chinese stealth armor, you don't need to worry about rats, as it fulfills a role of a hazmat suit. So you don't need to worry about rats at all. And final important information, as there is no star genes, to heal rats, you will be using Brahmin milk or Nuka-Cola grape, as Radaways will wipe out your mutations and you don't want to do that unless you will equip star genes. But it's a waste, in my opinion, to have star genes if you are not blooded and if you have all the mutations. And that being said, if you have any questions, please check out comment section. I will try to answer some questions. Most likely other experienced players will try to answer questions, so head in there. And that being said, have fun in Appalachia, and see you in next one.